Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Evil Vin on Akumu difficulty. And today we're gonna go through chapter 5. Now this chapter is much longer than the others. The thing is, this chapter I actually got through it fairly quickly than usual. I got through it in 40 minutes. Usually it takes me at least like an hour. But hey, I managed to get through this chapter without dying, which is great. So, yeah, honestly, this chapter is fairly easy, other than one section with the Kidman Tank, but we'll get to that part when we get to it. So for now, you start off the chapter by going into the mirror and going to the upgrade chair. And at this point, upgrade whatever you couldn't upgrade in the previous chapters. And, oh fuck, where is it? Okay, so here you want to upgrade handgun stock to level 4 and shotgun stock to level 3. Now, at this point, I already had shotgun stock to level 3, which is why I'm a bit confused. Because in my notes, I wrote it down twice for some reason. Like, I wrote it down for chapter 3, and then I wrote it down again for chapter 5. A bit confusing, but basically, if you followed the guide up to this point, everything like perfect, just upgrade your handgun stock to level 4. And yeah, that should be everything. And then in the next visit will be before the Kidman Tank. So first of all, at the start of the chapter, when you go down the corridor, there's an invisible enemy. All of the invisible enemies, just like in chapter 4, we're just going to use a flashbot on them. It's cheap and easy, and it's just more convenient, really. You could use a shotgun, but even if you have to like try and hit them, but even if you do, it's just like they could get up. A flashbot is just so much easier. First of all, flashing them will like completely incapacitate them, and then you can fucking kill them instantly. And when you aim your crossbow, the blue line can actually help detect them, just making it way easier to detect them. Now here, you have to walk up to them. As soon as you see him turn around, run back, and then just wait until you see any sign of movement. And then, like, for example, him standing on the blood. Wait till he stands on the blood, and then shoot, and then kill him. And you'll get a 1000 green job, because that's guaranteed of these guys, which is amazing. But if to kill that guy, just loot all of the rooms in this corridor, and then we can move on to the next section, which is just more invisible enemies, if I remember. Yeah. So yeah, this chapter is not that bad. We got a bunch of invisible enemies, which we'll just use flashbolts on, and then we got like a whole room full of enemies, but we have like an oil on the floor next to this area, so we can just burn them all, and whoever's alive we can just shotgun them and then match them. There's like a whole puzzle area, very easy, because it's just left, right every time if you go from left to right, which is the sunflower, the cogs with the 3 cogs, and then the like the parasite with the weird tail. It's like that every time. We'll get to it when we get to it. And then there's the Kidman Tank, which I managed to get through without dying, because the strat I have for it is actually very easy to do. Like, we don't use that many resources. We mainly just we use 1 shock bolt and a fuck ton of shotgun ammo. But the hardest part is the start of the Kidman Tank area, because you gotta like, it's a bit RNG. You gotta like jump down behind Joseph, or at least around Joseph, and then shoot like 1 or 2 enemies just to prevent him from being grabbed. Also, there's a key here. You don't have to shoot it, the statue. You can just run up to the rat and punch it. But I don't want to kill the rat, because rats are cool, so I decided to spare the rat's life. Anyway, make sure around here you equip more flashbolts to your crossbow, because we're going to be coming up against more invisible enemies, as you'll see in a minute. But yeah, the Kidman Tank area, to start off you need to jump down near Joseph, and then shoot whoever's nearby, match him if you can, and that's like the hardest part. As soon as you do that, immediately turn around, and then there'll be 3 guys coming out the door, shoot them all, and then they'll all group together, and then fucking match them. Also, here's the invisible enemy. Wait till you see any sort of movement, which I did here, and then shock them. It's very easy to pull off. But yeah, after you shoot those like 3 guys by the door, you go to the place where you put the shock bolt, and then you match them, and then you shotgun whoever is left, pick up all of the green gel off the dead people, and then a guy with dynamite will spawn, shoot him like 2 or 3 times in the leg, and he'll blow himself up, and then there'll be a checkpoint. When you get that checkpoint, the rest is easy. Literally, the Kidman Tank area is way more easier than you expect because of that checkpoint. That checkpoint makes that fight so much easier. So here, to get this guy's attention, you're going to want to sprint right in front of the door and then get back. That's how you get his attention. Now, as soon as he opens the door, wait like a second or 2. So here, the door opens, and then I wait like a second, and then spray. That's so if he like kicks open the door and you shoot like immediately, the door might close while he's behind it. It's just yeah. So when you progress, make sure the 2 doors are closed. Here I actually had to move the body out of the way just to close the doors, just to make the next part easier. Since those 2 doors are closed, here I double check and they're closed, then you can move on to the next bit. Because on the way back there's going to be another invisible enemy, and the door will like slightly open. When that happens, like I just want to be able to know when he's coming through the door. Because if it's just open already, then it's going to be hard to tell where he is. Yeah, get the key card that you need to progress. And yeah, right here, wait for the door to slightly open. When you do, kind of just run back to the back of the room and then shoot the floor, because the guy would most definitely be there, and then kill him. Very easy to pull off. And that's all the invisible guys for the rest of this chapter. If I remember, the next time we see an invisible enemy could be chapter 14, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I haven't even attempted chapter 6 yet, because I wanted to get chapters 1 to 5 completely done, so then I can put all of my focus in chapter 6. Yeah, after you do that, you can progress like normal, and I think we come across a puzzle room here, which, again, just follow along. One thing I recommend doing while attempting this difficulty, this is just a life tip in general, but just stay fucking hydrated. Staying hydrated in a time like this, or like it's just a life tip really. It helps you mentally, I think. I'm just getting messages and I'm just looking at it. But yeah, I got an emo today for my results day. I got a fucking distinction, which honestly I'm quite surprised because of my research. And it's my Memento Mori film. That's why I submitted like 10 minutes of that. That's the distinction, which I'm really pleased with. I'm very fucking lucky to get that, because my research, I'm not good with research. Anyway, that's really off topic. I'm just saying, I'm just looking at my messages and it's about results day. But anyway, yeah, there's really not much I can say right here. Just follow along, loot the rooms as you go in them, and then pick the same choices I do. It's left, left, right, if you go from left to right, if that makes sense. And after this puzzle room, we meet Joseph. And Joseph is very much RNG based. If he gets himself killed, you have to restart to the last checkpoint, because he has a health bar. And like I said, it's completely random. He could like run into a trap and just fucking kill himself. Or he could like try and kill an enemy but fucking suck, and the enemy like grabs him and fucking kills him. It's I fucking hate Joseph in this game. Especially on the Akumu, because sometimes you gotta fucking save him, which is what we gotta do at the start of the Kidman Tank area. And it's just very annoying, because it's so just... We gotta worry about ourselves getting hit, but now we gotta worry about avoiding getting hit, while keeping this fucking stupid AI alive. And it's so annoying. But thankfully, we only have to worry about that for this chapter and chapter 6. Because after that, I don't think there's any more AI. I mean, we do see him again in later chapters, but he doesn't have a health bar. So luckily, chapters 5 and 6 are the only chapters where we have to worry about the bullshit AI. of keeping Joseph alive.
I've still got a little fight left in me.
And if you don't know how, just hold A or X, and you get his health up. Now that's the oil pool I was talking about. So in the next room, there's going to be a group of enemies. You can actually sneak past it, but that's a bit more advanced for players. Plus, we want to get any like potential loot of these guys. So you're going to get their attention, run back here, and then kind of shoot the oil rig as soon as like the first person goes to it. And then kind of hang around the doorway, and then with your shotgun out, and whoever's alive, shoot them and then match them. As you see me here, I got their attention, ran back, got my pistol out, and pretty much as soon as the first person gets close, I shoot the oil rig. Or, no, it's not an oil rig. Oil, it's just oil. And then yeah, I got my shotgun out. Well, I will get my shotgun out and hang around where I am now. Because the thing is, even if they're on fire, they can still grab you and kill you. Now, I think Joseph killed someone back there, which is kind of lucky. Joseph is useless. But yeah, whoever's alive, just shoot them with a shotgun and match them. And don't get too close when you match them. It's very important. Remember about in the last chapter where I talk about that misconception where you have to be right on top of them. You don't. It just takes a second for it to show up. And that's why I think Joseph killed someone, because there's green gel there. But after that, in the next room, there's a guy like hanging. Shoot him in the head. If his head pops, and trust me, you will know if his head pops, he's dead. You don't need to waste a match. If his head doesn't pop, which it doesn't here, match him. Like here, his head doesn't pop, and then I matched him because he is alive. And you'll see in a minute, even though he's not screaming, he will drop green gel. And if I didn't match him, he would get up, and he'd probably kill me. So now the next part is going to be the Kidman Tank section. And yeah, we're basically on that already. Oh man, I really wish you luck. But because it, like I said, it's a bit RNG based, the Kidman Tank section. And quite a few things actually don't go to plan. For example, like every playtest, like this one section, like this one enemy spawns in this one area. But in this playthrough, that one enemy that usually spawns in that one area spawned behind me. And it completely caught me off guard. And that's why it's important to listen out. You know, you're going to want to be able to hear the enemies. Because if you don't, if you're not listening while you're playing, you can easily get stuck up on, like I almost did in the Kidman Tank section. But yeah, that checkpoint I was talking about makes the fight so much easier. It's such a good checkpoint. After you get that checkpoint, it's pretty easy from there, to be honest. It might take you a few tries, but honestly, it's not as bad as what you think. It's still hard, but not as bad as the next chapter. Oh god, chapter 6 is going to turn me insane, and it might turn you insane too, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it together. But anyway, we're coming up to the mirror, the second visit to the mirror, and in the second visit we're going to want to upgrade our flashbolts to level 3 and our shotgun stock to level 4, and I'll repeat that when we get to it. But yeah, it's we want to get our flashbolts to level 4 at the start of chapter 6. I know that's a plan for a fact. By the end of this chapter, we're going to get 5 keys in total, because we have, you know, don't spend the keys from chapter 4, because at the start of chapter 6, we're going to use the 5 keys, and we're going to get like 2 or 3 green gel. I haven't figured it out yet. And then we're going to make some upgrades to make chapter 6 as easy as possible. Now, like I said, right here, go to the upgrade chair and upgrade your flashbelt to level 3 and shotgun ammo stock to level 4. Once you do that, save the game, and yeah. So before you go through the door, get a shock bolt ready for your crossbow. Make a shock bolt if you don't have one, which you probably don't, and equip it. That's very important. And yeah, we're mainly going to be using the shotgun and this one shock bolt. So we're going to be using this shotgun on everyone who doesn't have a TNT or like a dynamite in their hand. But for the guys with the dynamites, we're going to shoot them in the leg with a handgun to make them fall over and kill themselves. And that's how we're going to do it. So I saved the game, or at least I attempt to. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. There we go. So yeah, make sure you get a shock bolt ready on hand before you enter the room. I think I do it here, or at least I will do it in a second. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if I've already crafted the shock bolt, but if you haven't, do it. Craft a shock bolt, and I have. So make sure you have a shock bolt in hand before you enter the room. It's very important. As soon as we pretty much gain access to our character again, we're going to shoot it in front of this one door, which you're going to see me place. This is the hard bit. Here I'm kind of stalling a bit. I'm kind of like prepping myself to get through this part, because it's like I said, it's not as bad as what you think, but it's still quite hard. I think I'm also like, I'm probably taking a drink or something, or maybe I'm like checking up on messages quickly before I don't know what, I can't remember. I recorded this part yesterday. You know, I could very well be looking back on my Twitch thing. I could be doing anything. Oh boy, okay. Yep, getting ready. And the checkpoint will go as soon as the door opens. And yeah, cutscene's going to play. Skip the cutscene, and this is it, basically. So get your shock bolt, and then you're going to shoot it in front of the door to your right, and also run to your left. Again, the gameplay explains for itself, but you're going to run to your left, shoot the shock bolt in front of that door. Make sure you're quick. Don't spend too long doing that. Reload your bolt, switch to your shotgun, and then jump kind of around to where Joseph is, and then shoot whoever's close to Joseph and match. That guy almost grabbed me. You gotta be quick, immediately turn around. Those guys, I was reloading my shotgun so that they actually got through the door, but I still managed to hit them in time, and I still managed to match all of them. For you, you'll probably match them all. Do not reload your shotgun after you use it. Now, after that, turn around, and that shock bolt will get all of those guys. That match didn't get all three of them, so I had to use my shotgun again, and I managed to get them anyway. And now, I immediately put my focus on healing Joseph, and I let him handle whoever is left. Because right here, you're going to want to pick up all of the green gel off the guys you just killed. Because if you die after the checkpoint, all this green gel will disappear. So kind of get all of like the green gel or ammo or whatever that these guys dropped, while let Joseph distract whoever's left, and then at this point I didn't want to waste another shotgun shell, so I just let Joseph handle this guy, and he managed to handle it. And then Joseph will say something, oh no, Sebastian will say something, yeah, they got dynamite, and he will come. He's the only guy you have to worry about. Shoot him like twice or three times in the leg. He kind of like beasts it a bit, and Joseph falls over, I think. Yeah, as soon as he falls over, get your shotgun and immediately run up. This is where the checkpoint is. This checkpoint makes this section so much easier. So immediately run up to this door, and then get ready to blast whoever the fuck goes through, and then match them. A lot of enemies spawn here, so watch out. After you, yeah, that guy almost got me, but it's fine. One of these guys, yeah, that guy, he has a dynamite, so I kind of just shotgun him. I should have used my pistol, but it was in the moment. After that, like one or two guys should have spawned through the door ahead of me. So I'm looking for them, I'm waiting for them to come through. But they spawned behind me, as you see here. That's the first time that's happened to me. So just watch out for yourself, because that could happen to you. And here, I'm waiting for another guy to spawn, but then another guy comes out through the door, and it just completely catch me off guard. Yeah, I'm lucky that one bullet put a stop to him. And after that, I'm a bit confused, and I still think more people are going to come through that door, but they just don't, because they spawned in that same room. 9 times out of 10, they'll come out of that door. But after you deal with everyone upstairs, you don't have to worry too much. Just loot everything off all the guys you just killed. After you're done looting off the guys you just killed, you can safely move on to the next wave, because I don't know why, but they don't spawn until you come downstairs, so you're fine. So the next group of enemies is going to come through this one doorway, and you're going to want to shotgun them and match them all. But the thing is, they won't come out until Joseph says something, and I think to get him to say that, you have to go to the center. He will say something about like, oh, there's more on the move, or something like that. But yeah, there's more of them on the move. Shoot them, they'll all come out. There's 4 of them, 2 fat, 2 normal sized. You'll most likely match 3 of them. The fat guy is like kind of like behind them, which you have to use another shotgun on them, match them. Do not loot anything, just immediately run back up the stairs, and whoever is left, just shoot them with your pistol and make them blow themselves up. If you're lucky, Joseph might kill them. Here, I think there's either 2 or 3 enemies left at this point, but you're pretty much, you're safe. You're good to go. After this, after you just gotta kill these enemies, and after that, you're done. Now here, yeah, they'll just blow themselves up for the most part. And yeah, I done it. That's the strategy. The hardest part, which you can probably guess, is the first part.
That was close.
After you get through the first part, especially if you get to the first chapter, it's just smooth sailing from there.
Come have a look at this.
After this part, just loot the whole room before talking to Joseph. Make sure you pick up that shock bolt that's in this room right here, because we're gonna need that at the end of the chapter. I think I pick it up in a second. Yep, I pick it up there. Make sure you pick that up. I mean, it's important to pick up everything you can pick up, but make sure you get that shock bolt, because shock bolts are like, they're like, what? They're like 4. They're either 3 or 3 or 4 parts. I can't remember, but they're quite expensive. But yeah, break all the boxes, loot everything. After you do that, talk to Joseph, and we'll move on to the next part. After you get through this part, the rest of the chapter is easy. Well, at least compared to what we just been through. Oh god, I really hope you can get through that. And I think you will. With enough persistence, if you keep trying to replicate what I did there, you will get through it. I know you will. I know I'm not really best at motivation, but I'm I don't know what to say. I mean, you just gotta have the willpower to keep doing it. So yeah, here I loot everything and I talk to Joseph. So in the next part, there's gonna be 2 enemies. The first enemy is gonna light a dynamite. When he does, shoot him twice or 3 times in the leg, and he'll fall over. Let him die. The second guy, shoot him twice in the leg. Try and do it before he lights the dynamite. Here I managed to do it before he lighted the dynamite, so I ran past him. Although, if he lights it, again, knock him down, and then let him blow himself up. And which you'll see here. Once, the guy actually ran to the red tank. Shoot that if he's next to it, but if not, let him light the dynamite and then shoot him twice in the leg, or 3 times. And then at the end of this corridor, the guy comes out, shoot him twice in the leg before he lights his dynamite to knock him down, and then run past. If he does light it before knocking him down,
We need to move.
just fucking shoot him and then run away. The only problem with that part is that he kind of blocks the way, as you saw, and if he swings, he could hit you. If he does, your checkpoint is literally only back where you talk to Joseph, so you don't have to repeat much. Or if you want, you could try and match him instead, but honestly, I just wanted to run past him and just do that. But yeah, after that, make sure you get this key that's in this cell, and you could look in other cells, but there's nothing in them. There's only 2 cells with loot in it, and it's the one with the key, and it's one here with matches, I think. No, it's handgun bullets. But yeah, for that second guy that I ran past, looking back on it, I don't think that's a good strategy. I think if you knock him down, just match him. And if he lights the dynamite, knock him down and let him blow himself up. I don't think running past him is actually a good idea. I think you should match him instead. But after that, you're in this section. Craft a flash bolt, because we're going to need it. We're going to need it to kill 2 enemies. And after we kill those 2 enemies, we can move on. And, yeah. From here, it shouldn't be as bad. So I got a bit of a headache now. I don't know where the fuck that came from. So you're going to want to wait until you can actually physically see the two enemies, and then wait for them to get somewhat close, then you can chain the two sneak attacks together. Because I think at this point in time, a level 3 flash bolt, that's 7 seconds of them being stunned, I believe. So you know, as long as they're fairly close and you know immediately do it, you'll get them both, and then loot that room, and then before you proceed, go back and pick up this torch. Just so we can save ammo and instantly kill an enemy. Yeah, so again, make sure you loot everything that I loot as well, because it's very important to pick up as much as you can along the way. Yeah, so it's very easy. Most people miss this room, but coming up, there's a room to your right with like 2 trap pods. A lot of people miss this room. I missed it on like my first 3 playtests because it just fits in. But yeah, after this, you jump down. It's gonna be a checkpoint. You're gonna match the first 2 people. Now watch out, because once Sebastian dropped his torch from me when I matched someone, which makes no sense, but so just watch out for that. But match those 2 people, go to the left side of the room, hit this guy, and then use Joseph as bait, so then you can shoot these guys with a shotgun and then match them. Now I had to use my shotgun again just to shoot this guy. But yeah, this is like the only time Joseph is useful as bait. After that, after you match that guy, that's everyone dead. Loot everyone. After you loot everyone, progress with the story. So, yeah, there's still a bit more left of the chapter. Not much. We got about another, I guess, room of enemies. Not really a room, it's more like just another room. And then we got a boss fight, the Laura boss fight, and then we got another room. The Laura boss fight is not as hard as what you think. I don't know if how you handled Laura beforehand, but you can kill Laura without her having a single chance to hit you at all. And yeah, that's what we're going to do in this playthrough. We're going to pretty much give her absolutely no chance, and it's going to be kind of funny. And it may look hard to pull off, but it's really not. It's not as bad as you think. The Laura boss fight in chapter 10, that's hard. That's hard. But this chapter, it's fine. Yeah. I pull out my gun because during these like cinematic moments when Sebastian walk, if you aim your gun, you can get through it faster. I'm just trying to get through the next part. And then we'll be at the 3rd mirror, but I don't actually use it until, well, pretty much just before the Laura boss fight. If I were you, I would save the game, like, whenever you feel comfortable saving the game, but I don't save the game until just before the Laura boss fight. But that is completely my decision. So right here, you should have a grenade. You should have at least 1 grenade. Equip that grenade, run up over here, and there's 2 guys on the other side. So you're going to want to like throw the grenade and make it bounce to the next room. There's a chance they could survive. If they do, match them, or use a shotgun and then match them. Unless if you don't want to use a shotgun bullet, then just restart to the autosave. But honestly, just the grenade will 8 times out of 10 kill them. If they survive, like I said, match them or use your shotgun and then match them. So here's a trap here. I triggered it, and before I progressed, I went back because there's still 1 more guy left, and he's kind of lying down. So remember the ladder trick back in chapter 3? We're going to use that again here. So before you go down the ladder, make sure you bring a bottle with you, because we're going to want to get the attention of this guy who's lying down on the floor. Yeah, so watch out, because on trap there's like a floor. I'm trying to trigger it. After you trigger it, throw the bottle at the guy. It doesn't matter where. It could be his head, his fucking dick, I don't care. Then kind of immediately get on the ladder, wait for him to see you, and then just run up. And then just use your pistol on him and shoot him in the head until he dies. We did this in chapter 3. You should know how to do this. So yeah, we're gonna find our very first ice bolt. Ice bolts. I'm trying to think ahead, I don't think we're gonna use them that much. They're good against Rivet clones, and they're good against certain bosses. But other than that, it's not really recommended to use it because it costs 5 trap parts to make an ice bolt. That is really expensive. So if we're gonna use it, it's gonna be on something that, you know, is worth using it on, like a boss or a Rivet clone. But even then, like, we're most likely not gonna craft an ice bolt. We're gonna use an ice bolt that we picked up along the way. Like this one, for example. But I mean, ice bolts and shock bolts. Oh yeah, then again, why would we use an ice bolt on a Rivet clone when we can just use a shock bolt? Yeah, I mean, it's cheaper. Oh, but anyway, yeah, there's a trap here. It took me a while to open it because I'm really like subconscious that I'm gonna blow up. I don't know why. I don't know why I was scared here, but I was because I didn't want to die. Oh yeah, I think it's because at this point I beat this chapter so far without dying, so I didn't want to die to a fucking trap after all that part. I think that's why I was scared of dying. But yeah, you get the ice bolt, 2 trap parts. It's amazing. And now at this point, again, you can save the game now, which I would recommend. But again, I didn't. I wanted to progress forward more. Which, I mean, it's fine. But if you die, you're going to have to go back to the part where you throw the grenade at the 2 guys. Here you get 2 trap parts, which is, again, very useful. Trap parts, I mean, even at this point of the game, the crossbow has helped us so much. It's honestly, I don't think this would be possible without, I mean, no, it is possible without the crossbow, but anyway. So here, you're going to want to do the same trick we did in chapter 4 of lore. Walk, and as soon as you see a scream, sprint. Sprint back behind this oil. You don't have to shoot it, you don't have to match it. The electricity will automatically burn it. So yeah, that's completely fine. Now, I'm aiming at it, but this electricity can actually fucking kill you. And it's so stupid. It happened to me once. But that one time is still once. It's never 0. That thing could fucking kill you. So, every time I run past that electricity, I'm fucking scared. So, in this locker, as soon as you open it, try and melee it. You could get lucky and hit it, but if not, just shoot the statue. You could use a shotgun if you want to waste a shotgun ammo. I didn't, so I tried shooting it with my handgun. I think I got it on my 3rd try. 1, 2... Yeah, look at that aim. It's like the statue was in the middle of my reticle and I still missed it. But yeah, there you go. Get the bat, and now I go back to the mirror and I'm fucking scared to run past that fucking electricity because, you know, that can kill you, which is so stupid. But yeah, after that, just kind of here I would have. This is, if you haven't already, I mean, this is where you should run back to the mirror and save the game. And this is where you're going to want to upgrade something. So here, for this mirror, the only thing, I mean, obviously, if you, up to this point, obviously, upgrade everything that I've upgraded. But if you have everything upgraded up to this point, which you should, then upgrade your sprint to level 4. That is going to make the Laura boss fight so much easier, as well as chapter 6 and onwards. My commentary isn't good, but right here, get your sprint to level 4. After that, you're good to go. And I think here I kind of show you all my upgrades. So I got flashbolt to level... No, I don't. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm hoping everything for you is up to date with my upgrade system. But definitely get that sprint to level 4. And after that, save the game, and we're going to progress to the Laura boss fight, which sounds intimidating, but it like I said, we don't give her a single chance of hitting us. It's funny. I've done this every time, and she again, she doesn't stand a chance. It's fucking hilarious. Again, I gotta run past that electricity thing again. I'm scared that he's gonna kill me. Oh my god, this is so sad to watch. I don't die from it, I know I don't, but... Oh, there we go. Fucking hell. Yeah, you'll get a checkpoint around here, so you can't go back. But it should be fine. So I actually pick up this thing just as a backup, and you'll see where the backup's gonna be used for. So as soon as she spawns, light this, and then go the same path I do. So to time this right, match the body as soon as she starts coming out of it. There's also like a sound of her, like a crunching sound of her coming out of it. You can also use that for you know, for Q to when to match it. It might take you like, you know, a few tries to get used to the timing, but honestly, I think you can get through it. If you made it this far, you should be able to get this timing right. So yeah, just go to the same path I go on, and then you're going to want to wait for her to come out of that body. As soon as she comes out, click A on the thing, and she'll fall down. Now this is the hardest part. You're going to want to immediately sprint to this next body. If you're too slow, this is what the torch is used for. But if you're quick enough, then you can continue like normal. But if she comes out of it before you do that, hit her and then move to this body. Other than that, the rest of this whole fight is easy. And after you match her, like here, immediately go up the ladder and try and pull the switch. As soon as you pull the switch, you basically won the fight. And yeah, you won. And that's the boss fight, and you get 8,000 green gel from her. Which is, you know, that alone is enough to get your flashbot to level 4. So that is amazing. And I mean, and you might think, oh, is the chapter over? Nope, no, and my fucking Xbox just went off. No, it's not over. We still got one more room to go through, but remember that shock bolt from earlier? That shock bolt is going to make the next room, or the final room, so goddamn easy. If you can't remember what's in the final room, there's going to be like 3 guys hooked up, and you have to like pull like the umbilical cords from the back of their heads. I know they're not umbilical cords. I mean, they could be. I don't know, but you got to pull the cords from the back of the heads, and the shark bolt it works wonders here. So you're going to want to put it in front of Leslie, and it did the trick again with no blue line. That almost never happens. But yeah, put that in front of Leslie's bathtub. And then you just gotta wait for the thing, really. And it does take a minute, but yeah. So the shock bolt is gonna pretty much make all 3 guys fall to the ground, but you only have enough time to pull 2 of them out. Oh fuck, fucking Bob. You're gonna wanna so you only have enough time to pull 2 of the guys' like cords out. You're going to have to use the shotgun on the 3rd guy, and then pull his cord out. But after that, that's chapter 5 done, and then you've got chapter 6, which is the hardest chapter in the game, followed up by chapter 11, which is a close second, followed up by chapter 10. But yeah, you're gonna see that here. There's 3 guys, and the shock bolt is gonna fuck them all over. Yep. And it's just spam B, or circle, I believe, on PS4. And yeah, you don't have enough time to get that guy, so just use a shotgun. It's a bit hard aiming because the whole like plate is shaking around, but with a shotgun, the radius is massive. And here I try to pick up that shotgun shell, but I'm too slow. You'll be too slow to do anything, really. Yeah, that's the end of chapter 5. I hope the strategy that I came up with this chapter will get you through, especially the Kidman Tank area, and I hope in the commentary helped with that, and I hope the upgrades, you're fully up to date with the upgrades. But yeah, that's chapter 5 done. Next is chapter 6, hardest chapter of the game. I haven't even touched it yet. I'm gonna play it sometime today, to try and get through it. But yeah, chapter 6. Oh fuck, man. We'll get through it. Well, we'll try. Chapter 6 is the make and break. If you get through chapter 6, you can beat the game on this difficulty. But chapter 6 is where most players give up. But anyway, if you made it this far, then well done. You beat chapter 5. I'm proud of you. But the biggest challenge is coming up. But we'll get through it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Well done if you made it this far. And that's everything. Well done for beating chapter 5. And I'll see you all in chapter 6. Goodbye.